up everyone? Hello and welcome. My name is Siju and it's the 23rd of November. It's the morning, 7:30 in the morning. And where am I heading? Well, I have two gentlemen joining me very soon and we are headed to the Bhaichung Bhutia Residential Academy in Nashik. It's the Barnes School and Junior College. So I have with me Kishore Taid, who is the co-founder and CEO of the Bhaichung Bhutia Football Schools, and also a coach who's been there since their inception, or maybe a year later, but a very experienced coach, Coach Nikhil. I'll soon have them joining me and take you further on the road to BBFS Academy in Nashik. Well, here are they, and here they are, I must say, and the two gentlemen who are actually matching in color as well. And I am the, of course, the host has to be in a different color, so I have Kishore Taid.
You got more attention.
Yeah. Kishore Taid on my right, and Nikhil. How do you pronounce the second name? I wouldn't want to take it wrong.
It is Nikhil Khunteta.
Nikhil, yeah. So we are heading to
Barnes High School and Junior College
in Nashik, which is our
new residential academy.
And I'm very excited. More than the residential academy, I would say I'm going there to watch some birds. Because it's located in a very nice campus, 250 acres of greenery, and I think Nikhil can probably say it better. He knows it better.
It is wonderful, right? We have lake in campus, so I think that should tell you a lot.
Wow, so there's a lot of fun ahead.
And I love driving, so look forward to spending 3 hours on the road with Siju and Nikhil.
Okay.
You should enjoy the views. There are some beautiful ghats on the way.
So here we go.
This is our first pit stop and we are here for some breakfast. Coach Nikhil is here, all set, stretching out actually, getting out of the car. So I am supposed to be from the media team, the marketing team, the content team, but our boss is everything, all in one. He's all set with his equipment. Please show us your equipment.
As you can see, the media team is doing a good job.
So we are going to have a pit stop for breakfast, but he's all set with his equipment, so we can show you a glimpse of what we are eating and also what we're going to talk about. Nikhil, talking about food, right? What's the most, I'm sure it's the most thought about aspect in a residential academy setup. Anything that you would like to add to that? How do we guys do it at the RA?
So yeah, like sir just mentioned, we don't want to actually stop them from eating anything because that builds up some sort of resistance in the body, but then there has to be some discipline, right? So there are certain portions that we want them to have. There are certain parts of the meal that we are very, very strict about, but keeping that balance in mind, there is still some freedom for them to sort of experiment. So yeah, that is more or less.
So before we let you go, we will just mention what we've ordered. I have ordered for a butter masala dosa. Nikhil, what about you?
I'm going to have a tomato onion.
And what about you?
Good old poha, which is boring for many, but it is like one of my favorite food items.
And you're in Maharashtra, right? So poha makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's a boring food. It's the go-to food for most of us. So yeah, and as we wait for our food and we want to enjoy it, relish it, we'll see you on the other side. So yeah, we are in our cars, all set to leave our breakfast place, and our next pit stop is going to be in Igatpuri, where we'll figure out on the way where, and we'll let you know. So stay tuned with us.
So should I say it? Here we go.
Yeah.
Again.
different than a regular boarding school. And we have one among us who's been in a boarding school. Kishore himself was part of boarding school. So Kishore, my question or rather discussion is around while you wanted to start the Residential Academy. I'm sure you had few things saying that aisa nahi hona chahiye.
Yeah.
And this is the difference that I want to bring in a Residential Academy and break the whole myth of boarding school feel.
Yeah.
So what were those few things that you said that these things have to be changed and this is the way that we'll go ahead, specific to BBFS Residential Academies?
We do not really have a sporting culture. I mean, some sports are popular in some pockets of the country, but as a whole, we do not really have a sporting culture in the sense that we are not talking about sports or excellence in sports or the conversations around sports, and are not really do not really happen in most parts of India. So in such a scenario, or even before that actually, and then if we want to say now excel globally, then there's a huge lot of competition because other countries are have sporting culture, and culture makes a huge difference because the amount the amount of exposure that you get in a good culture cannot be beaten by any strategy or any amount of funds that you pump in. So basically culture trumps everything, and in such a scenario where we want to excel globally in sports, but at the same time we do not have a national culture of sports, so what is the shortest path to achieving the kind of excellence we want in sports? In my opinion, one of the ways that we can do it is create a culture within a campus. It is much easier to create or develop a culture within a campus than actually changing the culture of an entire city or a state or a country. So in that sense, coming back to your question, the answer is that the first thing that we discussed as a team was that we need to create a really positive culture of sports within the campus, where all the children are learning continuously from each other. They're training together, and peer-based learning, as we know, is one of the most effective ways for a kid to pick up new skills. So when kids of different age groups, along with teachers who are really empathetic to them, both coaches as well as the support staff as well as the academic teachers, right? So when you have such a positive environment of nurturing rather than criticism and rather than too much of unhealthy pressure or unhealthy competition, I think when we put children in such an environment, then they tend to generally surprise us with what they can do. So the most important thing for us has been and will continue to be to keep on strengthening the sports culture and the football culture within the campus.
Hi.
Why don't you switch on your camera so you can be part of our vlog?
It's good to see you all.
So is everyone here? Can we start? So we have stopped on the way. We are about 1 hour away from Barnes. We'll do the meeting and then we'll push off.
Two hours later.
We are back on the road. We finally entered. We're almost in the back side of probably bordering Igatpuri, but now we are out there. So maybe some more of
speed gun didn't catch us.
I hope some more of visuals for your eyes. It should be a treat, and we'll get back to talking in a bit. We are like literally maybe 30 minutes away from the place, or even lesser for that matter, but we are actually stuck here on our road. We actually missed this road to take initially. Probably would have already reached the place, but at the moment we are stuck. And there's a JCB that has been like occupied the entire road. I mean, it's a very small road, you know how a village road looks like. The engine has failed of the JCB, so it's like right in the middle, and there are like cars all across. I'll probably show you. Do you see that? Yeah, it's like stuck over there right in the middle. Now we headed to Barnes.
So when you first came into the Barnes campus, obviously it's a 100-year-old school with its own culture, and there were already students residing in the campus, in the hostels. So how did you ensure that you know, our kids, the football kids, the BBFS kids, they get integrated and amalgamated into the same culture, and then, you know, make friends with the kids who are already there, who were part of the school?
Right. So
was it difficult? Was it easy?
I wouldn't say it was difficult, really. I think it was. So one part of it was where you know, the expectations that we or you know, some of our boys, some of the parents who you know, that they came in with was sort of misaligned, where they wanted, you know, they had hoped for a separate dorm for the BBFS boys. But the one thing that we've always you know, maintained is that there is no special treatment for anybody. It doesn't matter if somebody's been, you know, they've come into the Barnes campus for the first time,
okay,
or that they've been here for years, like, because a lot of their boarders have been here for years, and there is no privileges, no special treatment provided to anybody.
So we didn't want to create a silo, a separate silo.
We never wanted to do you know, any of that. Everybody, you know, and these are Principal Sir's words. Everybody, once they are in that Barnes campus, are students of Barnes, right? Doesn't matter whether they are BBFS boys or not, but they are all Barnes boys, and the rules applicable for all of them had to be the same. And we've spent a lot of time, you know, speaking to parents, speaking to the boys, trying to tell them, you know, what was the expectation, or why we are putting these practices in place. What is the reason behind not having, you know, preferential treatment towards anybody. And the culture, the way the school has been working in all these years, is also really helped, because the school, they have, you know, so the dorm rooms are divided on the basis of house. You know, okay, boys from all grades in that particular house stay together. So the camaraderie that they now have after spending a little time together, you know, it naturally just helps the cause. When we moved in initially, after, you know, once the boarders for the school came in, and then then all the boys that we had in campus, they were split into their separate dorm rooms. Once that happened, there was a little, you know, I would say resistance in the beginning, where the players thought that they might find it uncomfortable to, you know, sort of stay with other boys who were maybe not as focused as they were, as far as their football was concerned, at least. So, but that notion, I think, was, you know, like a lot of myths that we are trying to burst with the Residential Academy. I think this is also one of the myths that has been was that you know, people who are focused on different things in life can really you know, stay together.
So well, after that extensive and some great insights to the challenges or whatever, how we tackled all of them, and I think as a sport also there are challenges and obstacles, and there's always solutions to it as well. Well, I think to sum it up the whole, we are almost nearing the Barnes Academy, so we want to end it with some great visuals and the entry. So before that we'll stop, you know, we'll finish with our talks, but my final question or discussion would be around why BBFS RA, why Bhaichung Bhutia Residential Academy. Kishore, you can probably give a perspective of a co-founder, and maybe Nikhil, you can speak on the perspective as a coach. Whoever wants to go first.
Nikhil?
I think you know, it's not just as a coach, right? We are so invested in the boys. For me, the reason behind the Residential Academy is very simple. It's the best of both worlds, you know. So many opportunities, so many options, so much learning. I don't see a lot of downside to Residential Academy, other than of course staying away from your parents.
Yeah, for me, I think it is very simple. You know, excel at academics, play national level football, and become a leader for tomorrow. That's it. This is where your your journey ends, because our journey has just begun at the Barnes, and well, this is all you get to see. You have to stay tuned for another video that takes you around this inside of this beautiful campus. Kishore, any parting thoughts? No, I think we are very, very excited. It's a beautiful campus. In fact, it has exceeded our expectations. So yeah, very excited to meet everyone in the campus, including the principal, our students, and the coaches and staff. So yeah, really excited.
Yeah.
What Nikhil has in store for us.
I'm just excited to go meet my boys. So.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this journey. See you soon.